Afghanistan is a black hole, has become a black hole. We put in a lot of money, and the whole world had tried to develop Afghanistan
Yeah,
for
$3
almost
billion.
two decades. Exactly, and yeah, we put in so much money. The whole world put in money, and yet everything went to naught with the coming back of the Taliban. So that was the biggest setback, because that was one of the most important reasons why we were prepared to put in a lot of money and energy behind Chabahar's development. So Afghanistan is one factor. Then there is Central Asia. Now, Central Asia also is a rather small region. The GDP of all the five countries put together does not reach up to $500 billion. It is also a bit of a backwater of the whole world. India's trade is very nominal. Plus, we have connectivity issues. But the fact remains that both Afghanistan and Central Asia are extremely important for us because they are in our neighborhood. We have traditional historical relations with these countries. These countries are rich in resources, which we need. And also the fact that they are in our neighborhood makes it strategically important for us to have good relations with these countries and to have these countries develop as well. So for all these reasons, we are interested in developing Chabahar port and the connectivity to Afghanistan and Central Asia, largely because Pakistan just refuses to give us transit. So with Pakistan being a barrier, like a great wall between us and Central Asia, the only option for us is to go through Chabahar. Uh, there is one opening that has come through, not for Central Asia. Well, Azerbaijan is close to Central Asia, and we are importing oil from Azerbaijan, but Azerbaijan has access to the Mediterranean through the Caucasus and Turkey, and that enables us to trade with that. So Central Asia is also trying to develop the access to the Mediterranean to the west. But for us, what's important is Chabahar. And I think despite all the difficulties and all the pessimism that surrounds the region and its politics, we have to keep trying simply because it's in our neighborhood.
And the fact that the Chinese would otherwise take over or move in.
Well, China has a very difficult relationship with Central Asia. Its relationship is historically very adversarial. And
Yeah.
even today, its interest in Central Asia is as much for its natural resources, as much for its connectivity to Europe, uh, as well as strategically because China is concerned about its own stability, or the stability of its western frontier. Remember, all the western provinces of China are non-Han people. Xinjiang is
Yeah.
Uyghur, then there are the Mongols, and there are other communities, all of which are ethnically closer to Central Asia than they are to China. And a lot of the Uyghurs have gets a shelter in Central Asia. So for China, keeping Central Asia quiet and friendly is extremely important. Otherwise, all its western provinces will be up in flames. So for China, there's also the factor of the connectivity. They developed that rail route across to Duisburg in
Yeah.
Germany. But that has been, there's a spanner in the works because of the Ukraine war and relations between Russia and Europe becoming bad, and sanctions on Russia. So that great dream of China to have a freight going across the Asian continent to Europe, that has become a bit of gotten a bit of a jam. But nonetheless, the possibility is always there, and if relations improve, it can utilize that. And then, of course, the resources in Central Asia, both oil and other valuable resources. India gets 80% of its uranium from Kazakhstan. And then for China, connectivity through Central Asia to the Middle East is also extremely important because China is dependent upon the Middle East for its oil. And China knows that in times of trouble, its sea routes through South Asia, to the South China Sea and the Indian Ocean may get into trouble. So it has been developing its connectivity to Iran to import oil, and its oil imports from Iran have increased considerably, and all that goes through Central Asia. So for China, Central Asia is strategically very important.